Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to the Mona Lisa Monroe Morning Show. Grab your coffee or your tea, hunty, because we have a lot to talk about. But before we get started on those red hot topics, please go to my website, www.monalisamonroe.com. We've got t-shirts, we've got mugs, we've got totes. Believe me, we've got you covered. And also, you could purchase my book, Life After the Diagnosis. If you know a survivor or you are a survivor, this is the book that you need. Well, let's go ahead and get this party started right, shall we? Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Mona Lisa Monroe Morning Show. And as the commercial said, please, please, please grab your coffee and your tea, hunty, because we have a lot to talk about. But before we get started, of course, please, please, please go to my website, www.monalisamonroe.com. There it is, scrolling down there. Go on the website and purchase the merchandise. Please, please, please. We've got cups, we've got mugs, we've got totes, we've got all that you need. Okay? And when you purchase the merchandise, you are actually supporting the show. So please, please, please do that. It means a lot to the show and it means a lot to me. Okay? www.monalisamonroe.com. And also, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to everyone that came to the party of the year. What party is that? Yes, Mona Lisa Monroe turned 50 on Saturday. Thanks everybody online. Thanks everybody in person. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all the love, all the well wishes, all of that. I thank you so much. I felt so much love. So thank you. I really appreciate it. Yeah, 50. This is what 50 looked like. But today, this is our special edition. This special edition is about the election. Yes, yes, the election is November the 2nd here in Garden City. There's quite a few candidates that are running for different offices. So hopefully I will be able to have all of them on the show. Not today. Today we have one candidate. His name is Todd Payne. And I would love to introduce you to this fellow. And before I do that, I want to explain. All the candidates will have their own time on the show. I will not have all of them at one time. This is not a debate. This is just all the people that are running that want to tell all of you wonderful people what their platform is and what they're going to do in Garden City. So let's get started. Good morning, Mr. Todd Payne. How are you? You are on mute, sir.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing fine.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for coming on the show this morning. I really appreciate it. And I know you're a busy man, but when I heard you were running, I had to give you an opportunity to tell everybody who you are and what your platform is. So tell us, tell us, tell us. This is your time to shine, sir. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, I'm a family man. I have 5 kids,
All right.
2 sons and 3 daughters.
Uh-huh.
And preacher. Well, you probably already know. Many people do. A preacher, and I live here in Garden City. place that I really love and have grown to like a lot. More and more, you love your community.
Right.
And my platform, that what you want to know, I want to reduce some of the crime around here for one thing.
Oh,
We
wow.
need, yeah, we need more grocery stores. We don't have but one. And
Wow.
therefore it has a stronghold on the people around here. It
Mm,
can raise and lower whatever it wants to. The charges can up. They have a stronghold on the people. And two, um, this by it being on the grocery store,
mm-hmm.
there is no other place here to shop. So therefore, we have to venture out to get food and supplies and things of that nature. And we have to do something to help our police. We don't have adequate. There's not that many police on force. Two and three at a time. It's not
Mm-hmm.
enough to police the whole area. Put it like that. They need.
Wow.
I talked to a couple of policemen and asked them what was the problem. They said they can't get police to stay.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked them, I said, what's the problem? Is it any? I don't know whether is it the pay is adequate enough, but I think that's the problem because it seems like once they're here, they come and go. It has to be a problem with pay or something of that nature. Because why wouldn't you want to stay if the pay was adequate enough? This is a nice place.
Wow.
It's a place that's, I mean, deserving for any police. We have to help our fire department, which our fire department surprised me the other day. I had an outage over here.
Oh, yeah.
They were here in a snap of a finger. I made one call. They were here. I
Oh,
was
wow.
so
Now
surprised and I
that's
was so
good.
happy. Yes, because we're on the other side now.
Mm,
So I'm happy about that, but their pay needs to be seen about. We have to. If we want them to see about us, we have to see about them.
that is true. That
But
is true.
most importantly, on this in this district there is mostly seniors here. We have to see about them.
I see.
They saw about us as we were growing up. We have to see
Mm,
about them when they're getting older. We
that's
have
true.
to.
That's true.
Um, I got pictures of ditches and right of ways and all this thing in their backyards that they're on fixed income. They're retired. They don't have the money to take care of these other resources. They don't
Mm-hmm.
have the money to do this. It's the city's job now. If I got irrigation problems and problem with water and sewer, that's not. They don't have the income to take care of these kind of things. We need more
Wow.
playground recreation in our district. We don't have that. Nowhere where the kids to play. No, nothing for the youth to do. And we have to do a better job. There's nothing has been done on this side in years. I mean, in years. I've been
So
here eight
is
years and have not
that
seen
what
anything.
is that what made you want to run? I mean, what even brought this to the forefront for you? Because I know you're a preacher. I know you teach. You got a congregation. So what made you want to skip over into politics? How did that come about?
My love for people. First thing is my love for people. Um, I don't want to just say that I love you. I should. I do what I can to help you. I mow your grass. I cut your lawn. I do what it takes. I've helped people with radiators. I've dug ditches around the corner to help people because everybody needs help at some point in life. So everybody needs somebody. And
Mm-hmm.
to see your constituents or your neighbors suffer and nobody, even the city, to do anything about it, that's bad. I think,
Yeah.
you have a desire to help people. If you got integrity, integrity don't only mean I do what I say. It means I'll do what I can do to help you as well. So
Mm-hmm.
we one and plus, I was approached by people. I'll say I'm not going to mention names. People to if I had a desire to do it, do it. One of my neighbors told me, "Do it, man. Give it a try." But
Yeah.
things have just been the same around here. And you've been
Mm-hmm.
here long enough. You've seen everything. You've been through the storms. I've been through 3 or 4 hurricanes here. I had 4 trees to fall, 2 telephone poles, all in my yard at one
Wow.
time.
Wow.
And I had one generator, but I had to buy another one.
So
Uh,
you felt like you
what
needed
is
to
this one?
give back. You felt like you needed to do something about it. Well, you know how politics are. Politics, I mean, it's basically cutthroat.
Okay.
But when you stand on what you believe in and you stand on what you can do, then that's key. So I did ask a few folks in the community
Mhm.
what they would like to ask a candidate, and I wanted to know, what you thought about. What you thought about these questions? So feel free to, explain or tell us what you're going to do, because that's what this show is all about. What are you going to do when you get into office? So the first question on the table, I think, was what? Let's see what it says. Here it is. What is your residential development and growth plan for Garden City? What do you plan on doing when it comes down to residential growth and development?
Good. I've already started. If I'm elected here, I've already started. Um, First, I talked about stores. Now, residents, we have to do something to draw people here. I mean, we've been stagnated for years. Even though we're growing slowly, just because we see just because we see people doesn't mean they're naturally. Let me put it like this. I've heard that we've grown even over 1,000 people, but we've not seen any tax records or tag registrations to prove that. They're just hearsay. People, we can say that, but we have to see proof.
Mm-hmm.
But if we want to grow the city, we have to do something to draw people here. Right now, we don't. I only say we have one store, and people have to venture out to shop, place to place. I've called Wiegans. That's a place. Matter of fact, I got proof. I got proof that I've called them, and I've talked to them on 2 occasions.
Oh, wow.
And can you see that? I've called
Yeah.
them on 2 occasions. I don't know whether they're coming, but I think they're. Let me see. They're out of Pennsylvania. They got stores in Pennsylvania, New York. I've been soliciting them to come and look at the area and see what they thought about it, see what they can do.
Right.
And therefore, it might be feasible for them to come. I've already reached out to neighborhood Walmart. I reached out to them 3 times.
Oh,
They've
wow.
called me back twice. So now they did tell me, they said, Mr. Payne, we're going to send people out. We're going to call you first. We're going to send people out to survey and look around Garden City and see what might be feasible for us.
That's amazing. So if you bring these two grocery stores, that will definitely bring folks to Garden City to not just shop, but to also live.
Yes, but you just hit it on the point when you asked me about residents. Reagan said there are not enough residents here. That means they don't want to take a chance. They take a chance of spending a lot of money here just to lose. And
Wow.
that's the reason I don't see how we lose a grocery store when we have people in office. If you got people in office and you have a grocery store and you know they're going out of business, what do you do to try to keep them here?
Wow.
See, that's where council comes in. We have to try to
Right.
give them tax breaks or something to make them want to stay here or make it feasible for them to stay.
Some incentive.
So that's
Well,
something we say.
that was the question with the community, because of course the community knows it's not enough residential, it's not enough homes, it's not enough
But
people that live here. So the next question,
wait a minute now. I
huh?
didn't hear any residential law. We have to do
Right.
something. Some low income housing needs to be here. We don't have enough. We are one development across right on the other side of 21 here. We need, the government has, Garden City has property. We need to develop that property into low income housing to where we can draw people to come here. Now they have built buildings, but the price I saw, I'm not going to even mention it. You know,
Okay, so that was the residential plan. So the next question is, what is the economic plan? So you sort of tapped in on that when you talk to the Walmart and the Wiggins, because economically they would bring jobs and they would bring residents. They would bring all of that. So if that's the plan for the residential and the economic growth, that is very strategic on your part. So that's pretty good. Now, of course, the burning question that the community has was dun 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 dun. Do you think City Hall was a failure for Garden City? Do
There-
you think it was a failure? And if so, why?
Well, why? It's a liability right now. It's not an asset, it's a liability. They're paying off a debt right now with their city hall.
Mm,
I don't know the exact number, but it is a liability to the city. That means our tax money and the money to pay for utility bills, all this kind of stuff, is going towards taking care of that building right now. We're taking care of something that, from what I've heard, we didn't even want there anyway. That
yeah,
was
but
not
what do you do is here. What do you
that,
do with it?
that was not something the people wanted. It was
Mm,
something politicians, I would say, or people in power wanted, not the people.
mm.
And
So
that's
there's nothing you could pretty much do with it. What are your thoughts about, what I mean, what do we do? Do we just
now,
continue to
now since there's buildings over there, now you got to solicit people to come there. And it's way on the other side of Garden City. So yeah, so we have to solicit people, and we've got a there's a pizza place there. I don't know what's the name of it. Pizza and like a taco wrap. I talked to
Mhm.
that guy, and I think there's some plans for this guy to bring some cars. He's doing a car show kind of thing there. That probably brings some revenue. We have to do something to bring revenue there. It just can't sit there and be uh, I'm just going to say a sucking point for the people of Garden City because
Mm,
we're upside down in that with that place already. We got to bring together resources to pay for something that we didn't agree upon anyway.
right.
That's it.
All right. Well, the next question for you, Mr. Candidate for the 5th district, is what are your
Oh,
thoughts
Jesus.
on the soccer field on Highway 80? The concept of it, because I don't know if it's a final thing or what, but the soccer field on Highway 80, and why not on the Haynes property that
Mm.
it that is in the neighborhood?
Oh, they want to put that soccer field right now across the street from a developing project. There's been a project that's already been agreed upon by the city. Now you want to stick a soccer field right across from it. That's a commercial or industrial development. Now you want to put a soccer field across the street, a soccer complex across the street from it. That means to tell me you haven't done your planning right. Mhm. The city goes from day to day planning. They don't, what I want to say, they go day to day operations. They don't sit down and plan things correctly or together correctly.
Mm-hmm.
How would you put a soccer field a mile away from an industrial area? That's a 5 to 10 acre place they're building. And now you want to put a soccer field or a complex right across the street from it. That's poor
That's
strategy. That's not thinking. That's poor strategy.
poor strategy.
Poor soccer field. That's poor.
So, what would you do? What would you do? How would you deal with the encroachment and industrial and commercial issues in Garden City? The trucks, the container, all of that kind of stuff. How would you deal with that? They call it encroachment. So, what would your thought process be on eliminating or decreasing that in Garden City?
that's a tough issue because the ports is growing. I remember when I used to go in there, we did 11,000 trucks at a time, and it's grown way more than that. So Garden City has grown from residential to industrialization, and most of City Hall, and I'm just being frank, from what I've seen and heard from going over there, they are now approving a lot of residential areas and making them and zoning them for industrialization.
Oh, wow.
And they're not hearing from the people. They're making decisions for you without hearing from you. Encroachment. See, they're taking other people's territory without asking.
Oh, wow.
That's what encroachment means. That's taking something from somebody and not asking. So we have to come together. Not just one person to make a decision for you, not city council making a decision for you, but we have to come together as people and solicit City Hall about the way the port's taking over. And what can we do about it as a people? We got to come together. Point out our issues, point out what our problems are, because roads, yes, need to be taken care of. Highways, all these things, and the noise, we have a problem with noise. The port needs to, we need barriers. We need barriers to keep some of the noise down. And we need
Good morning, Rebecca.
we need to do something to slow down this traffic. We can't stop it, but we need to slow it down. And so listen to the port about these roads. If they're damaging the roads, they need to be responsible for it. We need to tax the port. We need to make a change. And if I'm elected, I won't just sit here and do nothing. I'm going to hear you. I'm going to hear your voice. And if they tell me no, I'm going to say why. What do we need? Why would you tell me no to an existing problem that needs to be fixed?
Okay. Well, that leads me to the final question. And, I wanted to give you an opportunity to basically, tell us what you were going to do and, what your plans were. But the last question that I have for you this morning, because I know I'm keeping you on for 30 minutes. I know you're a busy guy, so I limited to 30 minutes. But the last question that we had from our viewers, here we go. Why should we vote for you? So why should we vote for Todd PAYNE?
Well, first of all, we as a people, we have to pull together. We have to pull together the people, and we have to pull together as a district, the 5th district. We have concerns of our own now. We know there's other districts, but we have concerns of our own. We have to pull together to achieve our goals first. We have to start at home and then spread abroad. We can't help anybody else until we help ourselves. We have to be concerned about each other, and we can't help each other till we hear each other. Once we hear each other's problems, then we can begin to fix on the problem. Remember, it's not about me. It's not about any other candidates. It's about the people of Garden City. Like I said, we have to come together to reduce crime. We have to fix the problem with these stores and our restaurants. We only have one restaurant, one. You can't sit down and have an affordable, a nice meal with your family because we only have one restaurant. Like I said again, police, we have to see about them and get an adequate pay. And they oversee our seniors most of all. They've been here. They can't, in a lot of cases, they can't see about themselves. So we are left to see about them. We need playgrounds, recreation. We need all this. We have it on that side, but we need something in the 5th district. I took pictures of right-of-ways. Let me show you. Ditches.
Hello, Miss Payne.
These are ditches. Look at these now. These are ditches.
I'm gonna bring her on in a minute, but go ahead, sir.
These are ditches that I took pictures of. Just ditches now. These are in people's yards now. Look at this. I helped dig this myself.
Oh goodness.
Yes, this man's yard flooded. And this is man 92 years old. 92.
Oh wow.
92 years old. Pictures of irrigation, things of
Mm,
this nature that hasn't been taken care of. And I said, let me see what the problem is. So I talked to our head recreation director. I
mm-hmm.
said, what can we do about the flooding? He said, we only have 3 people. I said, what? He said, we only have 3 people on force. That's me and 2 other guys. We have to take care of every every area. We have to take care of the grounds for each and every recreation center. The
Oh
soccer
wow.
field, they have to take care of everything. Only 3 people. I said, what can you do? What can we do to help you get more people? He said, we're doing everything we can do. He said, they only give us 1 or 2 other people at a time. I said, what?
So this is a department that
Yes,
only has 3 people?
yes. The recreation department that sees about all that oversees, that takes care of all this. There's only 3 people.
Oh wow.
So to manage these things, we have to have people in place. And that's what's so bad about it. Ever since 2009, nothing has been done. Nothing. How can we have people in office that is just sitting stagnant and stamping their approval on things, stamping their approval and letting things go by, but not hearing the people? Prime example, I'm going to leave this with you. The speed bumps that are just now put on Smith Avenue. What kind
Mm-hmm.
of survey did they do? Who did they ask? Who approved this? They didn't
Mm,
ask the people because people are complaining right now. That means to tell me you didn't ask.
wow. Well, we have a question from
Mhm.
Rebecca. Do you think it's the alcohol overlay that prevents restaurants from opening?
Good question. I don't really think so. What do you mean about the alcohol? About them letting them agreeing on alcohol, selling alcohol after 1 o'clock? Is that what you mean?
Well, Rebecca, can you elaborate on your question?
Elaborate.
Because it sounds like she says again, do you think it's the alcohol
That's
overlay
preventing. Oh,
that prevents restaurants from opening? Because restaurants do also serve alcohol.
alcohol. Yeah, but I don't think so. I don't think it could be a two-way question on that. With that, yes, it could be, and then it couldn't because uh, just for example, we have a restaurant, Applebee's, right? Even though it's not considered Garden City, it's in the area of Garden City. The Applebee's still holds the rights to that place. Parking, you get anybody parks there, and any kind of anything goes on, they have a say. They give tickets. But what I'm saying is, why do they have that place sitting there idle and not operating it? Why? What's the problem?
Okay.
Is it the
She
population
said,
issue? It couldn't be an alcohol issue, right? No. Is the population issue?
she said the proximity to churches.
Oh, yeah, now that's came up. Now, yes, that has came up. I've even heard about that myself in church.
That
We
have only a
even though we
handful
don't
of
have that
congregants.
many, yes,
Yeah,
she's
they
right.
only have a handful of congregants, but they are full blown church.
That's it. And I asked somebody that same problem. I said, how can you I said, how can you have yourself call yourself a big congregation if you don't have a lot of people? But that's government. All they have to do is have the numbers, the EIN numbers and all this, and you are a congregation.
And you
Therefore,
are a congregation.
yes, you are. So yes, churches have solicited government about the alcohol problem, and therefore they listen to them before they're listening to people.
There's an empty church in every strip mall.
She's right.
What?
In every strip mall, you'll see a church too.
What? So, okay,
Yes.
well,
Matter of
that
fact,
that
I know
needs to be
where
something that the council people got to think about.
I know there are plenty. Right on Highway 80, there's a strip mall, there's a little church in it. It ain't big as a it ain't big as a two-room house, but there's a congregation. Right up here at the strip
Wow.
mall, right up here at the strip mall at Highway 80 when I don't know, right by Highway 80 and Highway 25, that strip mall. There's 2 churches in there in the strip malls.
and it limits community business.
Yes,
Yes,
yes, it does.
yes, you
It
are
cuts back and
correct.
it cuts back on community business.
Yes, definitely. So
But
that's something that I didn't even think about. That might be a pretty good topic to bring up. That might be something that a council person needs to deal with, because the economic growth of it all has to have small business. So in order for you to have small business, you got to have business.
yes, right.
And there's nothing wrong with having churches, but if you're not operating, or if you're not operating, then you're gonna have to move or something. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
these are full functioning churches. Even though, like she said, they don't have many members, they occupy space, and they have a voice in the community because they are a church.
Wow. Well, thanks again, Mr. Todd Payne, for coming on the show today. Before I let you go, sir, how in the world are you making it without introducing that lady in the back of you? I don't even know how your head is not rolling on the ground. Can you introduce that woman in the back of you, please, sir?
That's my wife
Ah,
of
Miss
17 years.
Payne, how are you today, ma'am?
Tired, but I'm here.
What I
How you
say?
doing?
What I
Well,
say?
Miss Payne, I'm sure you're
Oh,
proud of your husband Todd running for council, but no one ever asked the wife how is it
Mhm.
for her on the campaign trail. So how are you doing, and how are you holding up, and do you even have a role in the campaign trail?
Oh Lord, it's the first time. It's overwhelming, especially when you don't know what to do or how to do. Uh, what I've learned, I say it's a good thing that he's running and not me, because I wouldn't have been a good fit, because my mouth sometimes is a little spicy. I believe, like, if somebody tell you they're gonna do something, then you at least you should do it, especially when it comes from people of authority. You know, because you look up to your council people, you look up to your mayor, your leaders that's in the city or in
yes.
the community. So therefore, their word should be their bond. If they don't have nothing else, at least you can rely on their word followed up by that same action. And that would be my take. So I'm glad he's more humbler than I. So it's
Yeah.
good that he's running and not me, and not
I
me.
understand. Believe me, Miss Rebecca, I would love to be able to walk to a good restaurant and have a meal and a drink with my neighbors.
Tell
Yeah,
her.
that would be nice.
You tell her
Some type
I
of walking
solicited.
trail.
I solicited also. Um, what's Chick-fil-A? I
Oh
don't
wow.
know. They never called me back. I don't know. I'm gonna try again. A lot of people are interested in these things. I mean, a lot of stores are interested in coming here, but it's the resident, it's the population that's
Mhm.
stopping it.
Yeah, it is. When I lived here years ago, we had Hardee's, we had Taco Bell, we had Applebee's,
Wow.
the Carry Healers, we had Crispy Chick, we had all different types of mom and pops around here. Also, we had a lot
Mm.
of even the strip mall over there across from behind Burger King. It was a Kroger and everything. To my understanding, I don't know if my husband mentioned it or not, but the when we went to the Piggly Wiggly over there, it was for like a movie production or something. And when we tried to find out about getting the vegan store here, they said that it was also not only just the population, but the man that owns the Piggly Wiggly, he do not want to sell. So things like that, it will put a hold on everything, because
Yeah,
they don't want to sell their property. Why he keeping it here, and why the city is not doing enough
super.
to continue to force him out, or to make him sell, so we can continue to grow or get another thing there. I don't know, but yeah.
I see what
Well,
Rebecca said.
like let's see, Miss Rebecca says da, 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 da. She says, so would I. In other words, so would she love to walk down the street and eat and drink. And so we need real sit down restaurants, not fast foods. You are
But I'm
correct.
trying.
Right.
Tell her I'm trying. I'm going to solicit more
Oh,
restaurants, and
Tammy, yeah, hi.
I'm going to
I'm sorry,
solicit
sir. Go
more
ahead.
restaurants and more places. We're just trying. Got to
Yeah.
start somewhere.
Because Carrie Hillers is like a, I said that, Rebecca, because when I first lived here, but Carrie Hillers is like the only one that I know of. But we do need more places like in Pooler, McAllister, Jim and Nick's, different sit down places that we can eat
You know
at
that
and
on.
stuff like that. But a lot of places don't want to come here because they don't. There's no residents here.
Right.
And so it's like, why come way to Garden City when I can go right there to Pooler, or I can take 16 to Pooler from Savannah? I mean, Garden City used to be popping one time back in the day. I don't know.
We have Ms. Holman saying offer incentives to property owners or assist in relocation efforts. That is something to note. That
Yes.
is a great
We kind
idea.
of talked about that already.
That is amazing. Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, yes, ma'am, and yes,
Mhm.
ma'am.
We talked to
That-
Jim the Knicks too. We talked to him.
And
I
I
don't know
think
what.
that's key. When you offer incentives to businesses, then they will take that in and consider relocating or upgrading the building that they're already in. But
That's
the
it.
city has to offer certain incentives. And
Mhm.
what makes you want to listen? Monty Hunty
And me and you just
all day.
we just talked about that. No one in city council is pushing issues like this to keep stores here or to bring them. If you're not putting an effort toward these kind of things, we're just going to stay stagnated. And
Yeah.
stagnation leads to death. That means we're going to be the same. We've been the same for too long. I don't mean change Garden City. No, change the way it's governed. We have
Yeah.
to. We have to.
Well, how do we find you, Mr. Payne? How do we find you on any, if you have a website, Facebook page, phone number, email, give us all your information. So if they want to donate to your campaign, if they want to ask you any questions, whatever the case may be, we need it all, sir. Run down the line.
PayneTodd35@gmail.com or www.facebook.com/tpayne for city council slash. That's it.
Okay, sounds
On my
good.
phone number is 912-755-1881. Give me a call with your needs, your concerns, any problems that you have. Believe me. Believe me.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Look like we have a councilman on the line here. Awesome. Councilman Lassiter, how do you know that no one on council pushes that? How do we know that?
I can only speak from my side. I can only
Miss
speak for the city.
Rebecca, Ricky Lassiter, we hope you are.
Yes, I can only speak for my side. I hope that you are, and we appreciate you for who you are. Keep doing the job that you're doing. You're doing a great job, Mr. Lassiter. We appreciate you. I'm just saying I've not seen any changes over here. Therefore, there's not been a push towards this side. We
Yeah.
appreciate what you do on your side. I've heard your put. I've been to council meetings. I've heard your push and I've heard your compassion for Garden City, and I appreciate what you're doing. So keep up the good work. But on my side, we haven't been. There's not been a real push for economic development, I would say, or irrigation, or any of these needs for people. We have to see the needs of people first. And I think we've forgotten about people, and we care more about politics.
He said elaborate, sir. So I think you
Yeah,
just did.
that's what he was talking about.
Miss Rebecca, the workshops meeting should be streamed. You'll get support. Oh, wow. That is a very, very good point. Are these workshops and council meetings able to be streamed, Mr. Lassiter? That's something that would be interesting. No, sir, I'm for all of Garden City. Okay, Mr. Councilman Lassiter, is the the workshops and the council hall meetings able to be videotaped or streamed? Rebecca, Tammy puts the clap on. That now, from what I am told, every workshop and council meeting supposed to be aired either on video, live stream, or something, because it is a government or city event, meeting, or whatever. So not just the council meetings and the workshops. We supposed to have minutes, and these minutes supposed to be online. That's what my understanding is. So I'm curious on that. The live stream is being worked on as we speak. Okay. So the live stream is being worked on. Is that an IT person? Is that an IT situation? Because it's been a while. I mean, he had a whole year to get that thing done. So just asking. Um, last comments, Mr. Payne. We've got your information. We've got you on. We got your phone number. Your phone number was what, sir?
912-755-1881.
All right. And then your Facebook page was.
But I keep forgetting it myself. My favorite page is www.facebook.com/TPayne for city council / That's it.
All right.
Now,
Thank you, sir,
one,
for
one
coming
last
on.
thing.
Thank you.
Remember,
Thank you. I'm sorry.
remember, Mona Lisa, a vote for me is a vote for honesty, balance, commitment, and motivation.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Have a good one, and tell Miss Payne keep up the good work in her support of you.
Okay, make sure they know we appreciate them. We appreciate city council, the councilmen that are doing their job. We appreciate you.
All
Two
right.
thumbs
Sounds
up.
good. Have a good one. Thanks. So there you have it. We had a candidate for 5th district, and we look forward to hearing from the other candidates. Now, of course, we reached out to all. So if you are still interested and you want to come on, you know how to reach me. So I sent the invite to all of the candidates, and we should be hearing back from the others. Now, who's all running besides Mr. Todd Payne? There is Mr. Corey Foreman, who has been sent an invite. There is Mr. Chris Fiegel, who was sent an invite. And there is Miss Kimberly Tice. She was sent an invite as well. Now, I did not reach out to Miss Donna Williams or Mr. Bruce Campbell for Mayor Pro Tem, but I am thinking that might be something that will happen real soon. These special edition shows are, on Thursday, and then one is going to be on Monday. So they're not going to be on the regular time or the regular days, because we want to get everyone in there based on their schedule. So hopefully we'll have the other candidates running on the show. We appreciate everyone totally. Thank you so much for coming on, Mr. Todd Payne, and hopefully we'll hear from the others. Now, this show, the Mona Lisa Monroe Morning Show, is all about conversation. We talk about what you're talking about. We have an open forum. We are not biased. We don't lean to any particular person or candidate or whatever. We give the audience the opportunity to hear their points. Of course, I have my point of view, And of course, I can state my point of view. But once again, the show does not lean or turn or whatever the case may be. So I want everyone to feel like this is a safe space. Please come on. We're not going to attack you. We're not going to shoot you down. We just want to know what you're going to do for Garden City. Simple as that. Good morning, Reverend Monica. How are you? Yes, so today's show was about the elections. The elections is November the 2nd, and the elections are here in Garden City. And yeah, we are definitely excited about what is down the pike. We've got a lot of candidates this go round that want to do some different things in Garden City. And we had Todd Payne on earlier telling us exactly what he planned on doing. Um, and so, yeah, we're curious. And he answered the questions, and that was it. Simple as that. Answer the questions that the people have for you. Tell us what you think about it. Boom, boom, boom. What were those questions? Well, the first question that we will ask the candidates: what is your residential development and growth plan for Garden City? What do you plan on doing for Garden City? What is the residential plan? So if you are on and you got a Councilman Lassiter, if you're still on, is there a residential plan for Garden City? If so, what is it? The second question is, do you think City Hall was a failure for Garden City? If so, why? If not, why? What is your economic development and growth plan for Garden City? Residential and economic. What's the plan? What are your thoughts on a soccer field on Highway 80? We got a meeting coming up on that. And why not the Haynes property that's in someone's in the neighborhood where residents are? Questions like that came from the community, and I'm just relaying them to the candidates. Last but not least, why should we vote for you? Bottom line, Rebecca, don't vote for any incumbents. Don't vote for any incumbents, she says. So, man, I'm going to reach out to them. Hopefully, they will come on. They don't do the debate thing. They don't do the question thing. I guess they feel like they got it in the bag. Don't know for sure. But yeah. So it's all good. Curious to know, what is the platform? What do you plan on doing that is different this cycle? This cycle right here. Yes, ma'am, Rebecca. You know, Garden City has a lot of potential. This place has so much potential. We've got a lot of new things happening. We've got a new school being built. And sky's the limit for Garden City. The thing is, what's the plan, right? How do we start going forward with Garden City and the growth of it? Now, some people think growth is a bad thing. Some people think it's going to be crowded like Pooler and it's going to be a pain in the butt, but it's all on how you develop this thing. Infrastructure is so key. It's so key. So if you have some folks on your board, on your team that believes in your city and that believes in growth, then this is going to be a fun situation, right? It's going to be exciting building on this city, this town, this area. Garden City used to be a booming place, with my understanding, because I'm not from here. I'm new. So, but what I'm told is the history was amazing. 3, 4 grocery stores. I mean, all kind of shops, all kind of retail. So what happened? What made the change, right? So it's a lot of industrial, commercial businesses, and they want to continue to come here. But some some council person, some district person, somebody has to think about why. Why do you want to surround yourself, or in it, I mean, just smother yourself with businesses and not people? People make towns, cities. Yes, you got to have businesses, don't get me wrong, but to the point to where you're squeezing people out, that makes no sense. Am I right? Miss Rebecca,
Good morning.
good morning to you, ma'am. How are you?
I'm well.
When I tell you I love your scenery, I absolutely love your scenery.
Garden City.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
So,
Well, for now, Port steals it.
Miss Tammy, we need the dollars to stay inside of Garden City. The industrial businesses take their dollars elsewhere. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Miss
Right.
Rebecca, what did you think about today?
I think it's good. I mean, I was glad to hear more expounded answers from Todd. I didn't catch the whole thing. I was at the grocery store. But
Well, that's good.
I mean, anybody but the incumbents will be better. Like everybody has more ideas. That's what
Yeah.
we need to actually
Yeah.
consider residents. We don't want to be a industrial warehouse,
Oh my goodness.
warehouses,
No.
storage units. Like we can't. We got to do something.
Yeah, we don't want to turn into this industrial warehouse. We
Right.
do not want to do that. And we've got to have people that have that same vision too.
Right.
We've got to have people that want the same thing.
Yes, ma'am. And transparency and willingness to communicate with the residents. I mean, I know
Right.
Ricky and Natalie are working hard, but they need help. They need support.
And see that part right there. There is only 2 of them. It's just so much they could do. So we need people that's going to come in with their same vision and with their same thought process. We
Right.
need people that's going to tilt that vote.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
So we shall see. And I did reach out to every candidate, and we are going to have, usually I'm on every Thursday, and because actually literally what week after next, we're going to have shows on different times and different days. So of course I will send out the links, send out the information. But we have Chris Fiegel coming on Monday, but we are going to record it and then play it on Thursday. And I reached out to Corey Foreman as well as Kimberly Tice. So I look forward to seeing what they want to do. But I did not reach out to Donna Williams and Bruce Campbell, but I will,
right.
because I want everyone to have an opportunity to tell us what their plans are. And the questions that the community had was very, very good questions. Very good questions.
Yeah, I'm serious about this alcohol overlay. I mean, there's responsible there is responsible alcohol management. I mean, we don't, and the number of churches for the number of parishioners or congregants is insane. Like, that's just,
It's like you got a church on every
taking
corner.
real estate off of the rolls and
Yeah.
limiting what we can do here. So like, there aren't places for people to go meet and build relationships in the community. I mean,
I agree.
like,
I mean,
I don't
I
want
was
to
trying
meet
to
my
find
neighbor at
somewhere to
McDonald's.
meet. Huh?
I don't want to meet my neighbor at McDonald's. Or, you know, like, where can we go sit down and have lunch or coffee?
Exactly.
But
Exactly. And that's the thing, you know, I was looking for a meeting place for an organization, and I had to go to Carrie Hilliard's to meet.
I mean, that's kind of nuts.
There's no kind of Starbucks meeting area
Right.
or anything like that. What in the world? You know?
Right. And there's
Business
the
takes
coffee
place
roaster.
at Starbucks.
So there is a coffee roaster in town, right? In that like strip mall.
Where?
I think there's a coffee roaster. There's definitely not a coffee shop. But
There's a coffee roaster? Where?
coffee roaster.
Where?
Like right off of 516 going on to Main. I think it's in that strip mall. Like somewhere like in the back of it, maybe.
What?
Yeah. I think I'm almost certain. But like, why is there not a coffee shop?
Well, you know, I'm telling you, I mean, oh goodness. If they were to just say, what do you guys want to see? You know, if there was a town hall meeting or some type of something that the community can come and tell the city what they want to see, what they want in their community.
Right.
That would be amazing.
Circulating within. That's all.
Not before the election, because you're going to promise me the moon. But I'm talking about after the election, after you get in there. Or should we do it before you get in there?
I mean, if they would have been doing it for 4 years, had they had any interest. That's all I'm saying.
Did you have any interest in doing anything? Yeah, true.
Right.
Very true.
It can't just be the last week you're potentially in office and then you're like, oh wait, what do you want?
I know.
That's nuts.
And you know what? I think that the speed bumps and the stop signs is the city spending money at the last minute.
Right. But it's kind of blowing up
Yeah.
because
Yeah, you're trying to empty your pocket out before the year's out.
right.
Because, I mean, I have not heard good things at all about the speed bumps or the trillion stop signs in the area.
Well, I mean, they could have just had they driven down Louisville Road recently, old Louisville. That's your research. Like those for temporary speed bumps, that will work. But that's gonna like kill everybody's car.
Oh my gosh. And I really think this was a last minute decision on the budget. You trying to, you know,
Yeah.
when you could have been restoring the Cooper Center or restoring, you know, some, or maybe even building a park or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Donna mentioned something about pocket parks. Do you know anything more about that? Like that, or is Ricky still on?
I don't know. Ricky, if you're still on, can you please comment on the pocket parks? Now, the pocket parks is a great idea. It's a great idea.
Right.
but are you waiting till the end of the year to do it?
Right. Well, I don't know. I don't know. But we need them because my kids got nothing to do,
Right.
and
Well,
we don't know any of our neighbors that may have kids because we don't go to school in the neighborhood, so nobody knows each other anymore.
wow. Well, I say this. I mean, I'm open to the other candidates coming on. Thank you, Rebecca, for coming on. We're only on for an hour, but we do have another show tonight. So hopefully we'll have a response from the other candidates. And thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you, Rebecca. Hopefully you'll be able to chime in tonight as well. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye bye.
You guys have a bye, Rebecca. You guys have an amazing day today. And I look forward to hearing from all my candidates once again that I have reached out to. Thanks everyone for tuning in to the Mona Lisa Monroe Morning Show Special Election Edition. Talk to you tonight. Bye bye.